So I'm sitting here with chef proprietor of the much lauded Colborne Lane restaurant in Toronto and the soon to be opened Origin restaurant in Toronto, Claudio Aprile. How are you, sir?
Doing very well.
Now tell me a little bit about your new project, the soon to be opened Origin restaurant.
My new project really is a very natural style of restaurant. What I mean by that is that it's we're not really putting a lot of a huge thought process into the food, and that may sound like a negative thing, but it's really about allowing the ingredients to be themselves, and it's really about what I'm not doing in the kitchen. And give you an example of how that works. Origin is really, again, ready to wear. And Colborne Lane, the first restaurant that I own, is very much a technique-driven restaurant, where it's about how we interact with the ingredients and what we're doing to them to enhance them, to create a statement. And Origin, again, is just a very fun, very loud, very high-energy environment, which is, I think it's perfect for the times.
And so that will be quite a contrast from what you're seeing at Colborne Lane, because the restaurants are very close to each other. Yes.
They're very close, but they're extremely different. Again, one is fun, ready to wear, and one is a little more technical, actually a lot more technical. And again, it's about what we're doing to ingredients, how we manipulate ingredients, how we change the form of ingredients. And Origin is really about letting the ingredients have, be their natural form, be in their natural state.
If there were a way for you to describe the various influences on the two different menus, what would those be?
The influences at Colborne Lane are very much about technology, incorporating the latest methods and techniques into our cooking approach. And Origin is really about more of a spontaneous style of cooking. Really about finding that beautiful flat of artisan tomatoes from some farmer's market, going back to the restaurant and doing something extremely intelligent with them, but very simple.
Will there be a theme apart from the I guess not the lack of technique, but will there be a kind of any kind of Asian influence? Will there be any kind of focus upon perhaps local food? Is there anything like that we're going to see there, or is that something that takes second place?
Well, there's going to be definitely the influence of my travels, and the name Origin really, the name really goes back to what it means, and that is the starting point of something. And I go back, when I've been writing the menu rather for Origin, I've gone back to experiences in my life that made me want to be a chef. Things like discovering ginger for the first time and how excited I was about that, and how mysterious the flavors and the textures and the heat that comes back near the end of that flavor profile occurs. So I'm going back to a lot of those very visceral food experiences that I had when I was younger. Even things like having takeaway Chinese cuisine in a big brown paper bag, and how that was a really exciting experience to have. And just going back and thinking about how those experiences make you feel. And Origin is really about that. We'll be serving things like an entire beet, which is going to be braised for about 6 hours, and then it's going to be injected with a saffron and bacon vinaigrette, but it's going to be served whole. So we're going back to not the basics, because I don't think that people want to eat basic food when they go to a restaurant. I think they want to eat food that is an experience, that is something that they can't create at home. And that's really been my forte, is creating restaurants that you can't create in your own home. Because if you could, then I would question why go out. So all the dishes really at Origin are going to be, you're going to look at them and go, wow, that's really simple. But when you try them, there's going to be a lot of complexities to them. For example, we will do, live side stripe prawns, which will be, cut in half, still moving, and with the most incredible sea salt.
So you will have a raw bar?
There's the raw bar
component,
as well.
yes.
Yeah, so I mean, again, the raw bar is really kind of a metaphor for the restaurant, because the raw bar to me is where things start. And a proper raw bar, is a place where the chefs can't really hide. If you're serving a crap ingredient, it's going to stand out. If you're serving something that is incredible and at the height of its life, it's also going to stand out. So it's really, I think the raw bar at Origin is going to really be the nucleus of that restaurant, where really things happen, and I think where the restaurant's really judged on how we acquire ingredients, how we secure, great relationships with farmers, with oyster companies, those types of relationships.
Now, there has been a lot of talk of the Toronto restaurant industry being rather stagnant as of late, and I must say that through chatter on various message boards and the like, your move to Open Origin is seen as being one of the most exciting things to have happened in the longest time. There are lots of people very, very excited about your new project.
Well, that's very flattering. I'm excited about it. I'm nervous about it as well. I never like to feel that I have something completely locked down, because I think when you start thinking that, you're the shit, believe your own hype, I think that's when you can make a lot of careless mistakes. But I'm really excited about it. I think the city's really going to go through, a renaissance. Really, there's a lot of really great, talented young chefs that are coming up and being able to secure their own businesses, which to me translates into a lot more freedom. And I think to really cook well, you have to have freedom. I don't believe chefs cook to their full capacity when they're being dictated to by, an owner or someone that doesn't have a food background.
Now, as you know, throughout the sort of ongoing economic turndown, shall we say, your establishment, Colborne Lane, certainly has weathered the storm, where many other chefs' establishments have either gone under or been somewhat scaled back. What do you think the reason for your success throughout these times has been?
Complete paranoia. I trust, everyone I work with, and I respect everyone I work with, but I also verify everything that's being told to me. I don't just look at a P&L and accept it. I ask questions line by line. I go through it. And a lot of it's just common sense. You have to react, to the economy. It's no different than, nature. No different than, a good metaphor would be a tree. That the wind is blowing, and if the tree doesn't bend, it gets ripped out of the ground. So I believe wholeheartedly in reacting to what's happening in a very rapid manner. That's all I've done really. I don't have decades of experience. I've just started actually. It's only been the last 3 or 4 years that I've been an entrepreneur and owning a business. So I'm learning as I go, but I think it really is common sense. You have to react to the marketplace. You have to listen to your clientele, listen to your staff as well. They're always telling you what they think should happen. Sometimes you take it, sometimes you don't.
Now, will you be sharing staff from Colborne Lane, or are you coming up with an entirely new brigade for the new project?
I know, it's a new entity.
Right.
So,
Okay. Now, what can you tell me about the building? There's quite a bit of history in that space that you're moving into. Is there?
It's 2 of the oldest buildings in Toronto. I know that there was the group of 11 that used to have their base there. They had their studios there. I know that Andy Warhol used to frequent that establishment as well. It does have a lot of history, though. It's in the oldest part of Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
It survived the Great Fire as well. So
now, I know all these people are getting very excited about your opening. When is the opening of Origin?
I'm aiming for March 12th, March 15th,
Okay.
around there, middle of March.
And will you be open for lunch and dinner service?
No, not right away. Basically, I'm gonna open up 7 nights a week, dinner only, and we're gonna really lock that down and make sure that we're putting out the best product that we can put out. And then once that is secured and we're comfortable and confident that we're doing a great job, then we'll open lunch and then the patio and the catering company that's going to be attached to it as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best with your new project, Claudio, and thank you very much for spending time with us this afternoon.
My pleasure.
Take care.